In 1962, this battle zone in the northeastern India, during the operations with China itself, I came across hundreds of Tibetan refugees leaving their country and wanting to seek refuge in India.
His Holiness asked me, "Do you know Sanskrit?" I said, "Yes, Your Holiness, I know Sanskrit."
हम छोटे थे, टिबेटन जब यहाँ पे आए तो वो एक विश्वास के साथ आए थे। गुरुजी यहाँ पे हैं, गुरुजी के साथ साथ आ गए थे। ना तो कोई कमाई का साधन था, ना पैसे थे, सिर्फ एक विश्वास था गुरुजी के ऊपर। उन दिनों तिब्बती औरतें स्वेटर बुन करके बेचती थी मार्केट के अंदर। फिर थोड़ा सा बढ़ना शुरू किया, उन्होंने ऊन लेके आनी और धर्मशाला में कुछ लेडीज़ के पास जाना, उनको कहना कि आप स्वेटर बना के दे दो, आपको इतने पैसे मिलेंगे। वो अपने प्रॉफिट से थोड़ा बहुत वहाँ शेयर करते थे। तो वहाँ से पता लगा कि टिबेटन से ये क्यों मेहनत कर रही हैं, बेचारी इतना भार उठा करके चली हुई हैं। वहाँ से धीरे धीरे फिर जब तिब्बत के बारे में पता लगा, फिर हिज होलिनेस के बारे में पढ़ा, जानते थे हम लोग थोड़ा बहुत, तो हमें लगा कि हमें टिबेटन्स के लिए, हिज होलिनेस के लिए थोड़ा बहुत कुछ ना कुछ करना चाहिए। तो इसी सिलसिले में हम लोग जुड़े। फिर इंडो टिबेटन फ्रेंडशिप एसोसिएशन, मैं अध्यक्ष रहा 5 साल तक। तो इसी तरीके से कोई भी काम जो तिब्बत के टिबेटन्स के हित के लिए होता है, उसके लिए हम सभी मेंबर्स तैयार रहते हैं।
This is my birthplace, Tiara. I was born here. Then I went for my schooling to Bishop Cotton School in Shimla. And then, of course, after that, I did my university education in the Punjab University. And then I was selected for the Indian Military Academy, where I was commissioned into the Indian Army in 1962 June, into the Gurkha Rifles. And I was very lucky to have been awarded the Sword of Honour and the Gold Medal, being outstanding in my performance while at Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. And then I served in various places in India with my unit, with my regiment, Jammu and Kashmir. But most of the time I was in the northeastern sector. In 1962, I was part of the operations against China when they cold aggression against India. After 16 years of service in the army, I decided to jump into politics. And 1982, I was elected first as an independent from Shahpur constituency, which is very close here. And I was elected 5 times as the member of the Legislative Assembly to Himachal Pradesh. And twice I was the cabinet minister with the rank of the Minister for Tourism, Civil Aviation, and also at one time law.
I can only say that I am a very old man now, in my 98th year. I did my post-graduation from Government College Lahore, which is now in Pakistan. Later I took to writing after my graduation itself, and of course then it was Urdu. We used to write in Urdu, revolutionary poems. Connection with His Holiness is 50 years old now. So my first audience was around about the beginning of 1970 or 1969. His Holiness asked me, "Do you know Sanskrit?" I said, "Yes, Your Holiness, I know Sanskrit. I know Sanskrit, I know Urdu, I know Hindi, I know Persian, I know Bengali." Then His Holiness asked his secretary, Tenzin Gyatso, something, and he went and brought a book. That was Bodhicharya Avatar, Shanti Deva's. He gave me the book and said, translate it into English. By then the Tibetan Library had already published a translation which I had read, but I had not liked it as being exact. So I took that book. When it was published, I went to hand over a copy to His Holiness. His Holiness was very happy. Then he asked me to translate another book.
I think he decided to choose Dharamshala as his abode, as his place of residence sometimes in 1959-60. And I was already in the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, under training to be an officer. And I think we decided to call on him as a family at Swarg Ashram, where he first took residence, which is a little higher than McLeodganj. And we had his audience then. And thereafter, when I was commissioned into the Indian Army, and then we were sent, my entire regiment was sent to the war front. And whilst I was in this battle zone in the northeastern India, during the operations with China itself, I came across hundreds of Tibetan refugees leaving their country and wanting to seek refuge in India. And the moment they crossed the borders, the Tibetan border with India, the Indian government decided to set up separate refugee camps almost close to the borderline. 3 such camps were established very near to where my battalion was after the war. And while one was patrolling this area, part of my duties in the army, I came across a lot of them fleeing from Tibet. And I saw the plight of these people, old men, women, children, some of them were grown up, some were being piggybacked, brought by their parents. And it was a sight which would move any heart. It was heart-rending to see the plight of these people. And I didn't have the ability to communicate with them because of the language problem. But seeing them itself, I was greatly moved. And when I came home on leave then, and we had a summer residence in Glenmore, which is near McLeodganj. Our family used to live there. And I was very keen to have an audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And I was lucky, I got an audience with him. And I told him, I painted the entire picture of what I had seen there about the Tibetan people fleeing from Tibet and the different camps that they were being housed in. And I think His Holiness was also very moved when I told him the stories of those people and the plight of those people. I'm sure so many of them must have been hungry and, without adequate clothes. Even the weather conditions were so inhospitable there. And when I narrated the story, His Holiness was extremely moved, very much moved. And for a long while, he just kept quiet, silent. And then he said, then how long are you going to be here at home? I said, I have just a few more days and I've got to go back to my battalion. So he said, all right. He says, when you go back to the battalion and if you meet these people, tell them that you met me and convey to them my blessings. And also tell them not to give up hope. Also tell them to keep their faith. And things will become better, tell them. Things will become better. And he said, I would look forward to meeting them myself, but I'm helpless at this time. And just tell them that you met me and that I have given this message. So that was it. When I went back to my battalion and to this area, I told my commanding officer that I want to meet these Tibetan people who are housed in these refugee camps. And then we went a huge entourage. We went there, they were informed, the officers who were in charge of these refugee camps, the Indians and the counterpart Tibetan officers who were involved, that I am coming. And I told the interpreter, I said, this is what His Holiness has conveyed, that I am very moved by the suffering that you people have had and the ordeal that you've been through fleeing from Tibet. I have been through it myself, he said, and I know the rigorous terrain that you had to overcome, the weather conditions that you have overcome, and that you were ill-equipped as far as your clothing, your footwear was concerned. But do not lose hope. Keep up your faith, and surely better days will come, he said. So this was conveyed by the interpreter to them. And when the interpreter said this to those in the refugee camps, there was hardly a single eye without tears. And they all, it's very moving when I go back in time. They got up, those people. So many of them got up, and they came just to touch me, to touch my clothes, to feel me. All because I had been sitting with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. They felt that since I had been sitting with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and maybe he had blessed me, they felt that by touching me, they could feel the presence of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. That's a scene I'll never forget, never forget. I mean, emotionally I was so traumatized, I can't tell you. I wish I could have done so much for the people. So from that day onwards, I think from that day onwards, this attachment, emotional attachment, or call it a cosmic attachment with Holiness and the people of Tibet took place.
Of late, his stress has been on helping India, Indians, Indian universities, and Indian teachings, and Indian religion. Because has been talking more and more, everywhere, more and more of Nalanda tradition, which was, of course, a very wide spectrum of Indian spiritual life. They say there was a 10-storied building at Nalanda which contained the library. Can you imagine? It was burnt. It continued burning for months. Imagine what the Vandals did to our civilization. And he feels it. He doesn't feel any difference between Tibetans and Indians.
So therefore it was His Holiness the Dalai Lama who, after he had settled down here in India, who suddenly came into international focus. The interest in His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who is possibly the greatest spiritual guru today in the world. I'm talking about the world at large. An apostle of peace, of understanding between humans, between countries and nations. I think it's only after that, and also after he was conferred the Nobel Peace Prize, that the world suddenly became aware of this saint, this sage, this modern day guru. And people from all over the world started coming here on visits. And Dharamshala, McLeodganj, which was a small little village, a hill station, suddenly became an international destination for people from all over the globe.
50 इयर्स की सेलिब्रेशन कर रहे थे। थैंक यू इंडिया काशाक की तरफ से, टिबेटन गवर्नमेंट एग्जाइल। तो एक मेन टेंपल में फंक्शन हुआ जहाँ से सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जो यूपीए की सरकार थी वहाँ से माननीय वीरभद्र सिंह जी को बुलाया गया, इस्पात मंत्री थे, केंद्रीय सरकार का धन्यवाद करने के लिए। बहुत अच्छा फंक्शन किया। फिर हिमाचल की सरकार का धन्यवाद करने के लिए काशाक ने एक बहुत ज़बरदस्त अच्छा फंक्शन दाड़ी में किया, दाड़ी के बड़े ग्राउंड के अंदर। हम इंडो टिबेटन फ्रेंडशिप के लोग और यहाँ के जो बाशिंदे हैं, हम सोच रहे थे कि हम हिज होलीनेस का, टिबेटन्स का कैसे, किस उससे धन्यवाद करें। हमको भी धन्यवाद करना चाहिए कि महामहिम दलाई लामा जी ने धर्मशाला को चुना। आज दुनिया के अंदर धर्मशाला का नाम जाना जाता है बिकॉज ऑफ हिज होलीनेस। तो हमारी एक मीटिंग हुई और हमने अपने सेंटिमेंट्स शेयर किए सभी मेंबर्स ने कि हमें भी कुछ ना कुछ टिबेटन्स के लिए, हिज होलीनेस के लिए कुछ करना चाहिए, कुछ ऐसा समारोह करना चाहिए जिसमें हम धन्यवाद कर सकें टिबेटन्स का, हिज होलीनेस का। यहाँ पर टैक्स यूनियन के लोग थे, व्यापार मंडल के प्रधान थे, ऑटो यूनियन के थे, इंडो टिबेटन के मेंबर्स थे। तो सब ने कहा कि ऐसा करते हैं कि महामहिम को बुलाते हैं एक फंक्शन के अंदर और वहाँ जितने भी यहाँ टिबेटन्स हैं उनको बुलाकर कांगड़ा की जो धाम है सबको उस पे बुलाते हैं और हम अपना उद्गार, हम अपना आभार प्रकट करते हैं। पूरी दुनिया को हम बताना चाहते थे कि भाई धर्मशाला के लोग हिज होलीनेस की कितनी आदर करते हैं, कितना सम्मान करते हैं और उनके प्रति क्या हमारी भावनाएं क्या है। तो फिर हमने पैसे इकट्ठे किए और उसमें एक फैसला किया कि इंडो टिबेटन के मेंबर्स में भी जो टिबेटन मेंबर्स हैं वो इस धाम के लिए कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं करेंगे, सिर्फ इंडियन मेंबर्स। सबने पैसे इकट्ठे किए, कुछ दिन लगे और लगभग 4-5 हज़ार टिबेटन्स जितने भी थे सबको हमने इनवाइट करना था। महामहिम को बताया तो कुछ का ये था कि शायद महामहिम आ पाएंगे कि नहीं आ पाएंगे, हम बुलाते हैं। मैंने कहा नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, ये हमारा फंक्शन है, यहाँ के लोगों के रहने का फंक्शन है, हिज होलीनेस आएंगे और हिज होलीनेस ने स्वीकार किया।
아주 배바 짠저와 차안에다 롱업 중 넣지 개두기야래 근데 남살라 그래서 롱업 중 개두기야래 제 디링리야 지금 그 차네 비밀짠저와 예세서고 가발이네 지금 유버서다 템플tem플용으로 영수이래 그 연구래 대 영수이지래 지금 그 차네 서고 가발이네 유버서다 싫어져야 그래. 애차도 들때 쓰던 게 아래. 아미다 자랑이 너르다 소리. 그게 도다는 시체제. 그걸로 매간 상하래. 자티 날 산지 좀 된데 선유 મં구지 도시 시기. 애는 루루야 살아서. 당 안저 지금은 지금 다 남주 루미 제벌 쟁에기 배나는데 개별공부 뒤뒤 저한테 리스트에 제대로 중요하지. 저들이 인도 안디야 믹스를 transfer하고 야오시죠.
Also in the process, when I was in the government and looking after tourism in the government, I suddenly realized that 10th of December was a very historic day for all of us, because on that day the committee had conferred on His Holiness the Nobel Peace Prize, which was, as I said, a great recognition for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Well-deserved recognition, of course, but for the world and for this committee to have taken note of the contribution that he was making towards peace, I think was a great day. So in my official capacity of a minister in the government, I decided to declare the 10th of December as a day of international festivities. And we started the International Himalayan Festival to be organized in Delhi each year.
हमने यहाँ पर इंटरनेशनल हिमालयन फेस्टिवल का आयोजन करते हैं हर साल 10 दिसंबर को। उसमें हमने हिमाचल के मुख्यमंत्री श्री वीरभद्र सिंह जी को बुलाया था। धूमल साहब भी आए हैं इस फंक्शन के अंदर, मुख्यमंत्री वीरभद्र सिंह भी आए। तो शाम को हमने उनको खाने पे जब बुलाया तो हम शेयर कर रहे थे कि देखिए उस समय हिमाचल के अंदर सिर्फ 60 सीटें मेडिकल कॉलेज में हुआ करती थी, और वो सिर्फ 60 सीटें जो थी वो सिर्फ हिमाचल के लोगों के लिए ही रिज़र्व थी। बाहर से पंजाब, हरियाणा या दिल्ली कहीं के भी जो डोमिसाइल थे वो उसमें एडमिशन नहीं ले सकते थे। तो हमने कहा देखो यहाँ पर इतने टिबेटन्स हैं, अगर वो किसी प्राइवेट कॉलेज में जा कर के अगर मेडिकल, इधर तो नॉर्थ इंडिया में तो मेडिकल कॉलेज होता ही नहीं था कोई प्राइवेट, लेकिन उसमें कितना खर्चा आता है। अगर एक सीट हिमाचल मेडिकल कॉलेज के अंदर, शिमला के अंदर टिबेटन्स के लिए रिज़र्व हो जाए तो कम से कम वो अपनी कम्युनिटी की, अपने समाज की, जो टिबेटन्स यहाँ पे रह रहे हैं उनकी अच्छे ढंग से सेवा कर सकते हैं। और हालांकि हमें लगता था कि मुश्किल है क्योंकि बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा था, 60 सीटें हैं केवल, और वो भी 60 सीटें लगभग 60-70 लाख जो हिमाचली हैं उनके लिए हैं। लेकिन वीरभद्र सिंह जी ने वो बात मानी और एक सीट टिबेटन्स के लिए रिजर्व कर दी। आज की स्थिति में जहाँ तक मुझे पता है 5 सीट्स जो हैं हिमाचल के मेडिकल कॉलेज में टिबेटन्स के लिए रिजर्व है। अभी हाल ही में हमने एक मेडिकल कैंप का आयोजन किया था और मुझे बहुत, अभी जो डॉक्टर हैं जो गए थे वहाँ पे, वो उसी रिजर्व सीट के अंदर उन्होंने डॉक्टरी की है। आज वो टिबेटन लोगों की सेवा कर रहे हैं।
Now, the Bharat Ratna is the highest award that this country can confer on any person in India or abroad for his contribution to the struggle for freedom, for the struggle of hope again and faith. Now, I said, why should the India government hesitate not to recognize the great contribution that His Holiness the Dalai Lama has made? And therefore, I've been constantly writing to the Prime Ministers. I've been writing recently to the Home Minister also. I've written to Shri Narendra Modi ji, the Prime Minister. I've written to Shri Amit Shah ji, the Home Minister. Both powerful men in their own right. Here is a sage, a saint, a guru, an apostle of peace, understanding, tolerance, compassion, human kindness, whatever you like to call it. He is living here in our soil. And he is living here in Himachal Pradesh, which is called as the Dev Bhumi, the land of the gods. I mean, the world is coming to him. And we are not as yet able to recognize what a great teacher of our times he is, what a saint of our times he is. Aren't we lucky to have him in the Indian borders, to have him with us?
My association is so long, and my involvement in doing translation work from English to Hindi, from Hindi to English, from Sanskrit to Hindi, from Hindi to Urdu, from Urdu to English, lot of work for His Holiness and for the Library of Tibetan Works and Archives, to which His Holiness nominated me in 1987. I think I served on the governing body of the LTWA for more than 30 years. It has been service to the Tibetan community and the institutions concerned.
Even in my political career, where I have, as I said, represented my people, been part of the government, I have tried to do as much as I can through compassion and tolerance to uplift, the life of the people and to ameliorate their suffering and, to make sure that their tomorrow is a happier tomorrow. I think that's all because of the inspiration that he gives me and his teachings. I mean, I can be very short of temper. I can tell you when I was in the army, I was very short of temper. I had a nasty temper. But it's all gone. I have no temper now. And I think he has been instrumental in telling me. I mean, my view on life has changed. My ideologies have changed. Leave Tibet, flee Tibet and come and take residence. Where? Not in Mussoorie, not in Nainital. They showed him many places, the government of India. Where would you like to? And he chose Dharamsala. So if he came here, I said that is because possibly we are fortunate for you to have taken residence, to have selected Dharamshala as your place of residence. So you will always be the light for us, always be, a privilege and an honor for us people that you are here in Dharamshala.
जो विश्व शांति की बात करते हैं, जो कंपैशन की बात करते हैं, जो करुणा की बात करते हैं, जो सभी धर्मों के प्रति आदर रखने की बात करते हैं, तो मैं अपने आप को धन्य मानता हूँ कि मैं इस समय के अंदर मैं गुरु जी को देख सका, उनके दर्शन कर सका.
He is to me everything, the greatest human being alive today in the world.
Hindu philosophy believes in, previous births. And maybe in my previous birth, I must have had either been a Tibetan or some association with the people of Tibet.